In Star Trek, they have the Prime Directive, which sometimes they call General Order Number 1, and sometimes the Non-Interference Directive. If I become the next governor of New Mexico, non-interference will be the hallmark of my administration. When I announced my candidacy on February 19th, I promised that on my first day in office, I would issue an executive order completely rescinding all health orders then in effect. I further promised that I would introduce legislation curtailing the governor's ability to unilaterally issue such orders and limiting to 30 days the time they can be in effect without the legislature actually debating on and passing a bill to extend their effect. These measures would reduce the amount of interference by the state government in the lives of free citizens. Obviously, if someone personally wants to wear a mask for whatever reason, that's his right. If someone wants to get the COVID shot, that's his right. Every citizen is free to do as he pleases as long as he doesn't harm others, even if what he pleases to do is contrary to all valid scientific knowledge. I will not interfere with that. If you wish to hide your face behind something that stops viruses, the way a chain link fence stops mosquitoes, go ahead. If you want to get a shot which clearly doesn't do a single thing to protect anyone from anything, and which has demonstrably caused harm to many, go ahead. That's your right. But my administration won't force you or anyone else to do it. I won't interfere in your life. Government interference in the lives of private citizens is the great bane of American life in the 21st century. Ever since 1860, when the federal government decided to rule a consolidated empire rather than govern a confederation, and the United States had been a confederation since their founding, government at all levels, from the self-sanctified, self-righteous dictators on the Potomac down to petty dictators in small towns, has been making a career of interfering in your life. You can't build a laundry room onto your house without government interference, but it's your property? If you want to distill just enough corn whiskey to provide a little drinking for you and your family, you can't. Not without massive paperwork and fees at the state and federal level, and maybe the county and city level too. If you want to drive and you're the safest driver in the world, you can't do it without paying money to the state and the insurance company, while others on the road drive so dangerously that, and this is the literal truth, you're in more danger of death going to work every day than you are from COVID. Government interferes in your life way too much. Now, I can't promise that in a 4-year term as governor, I can undo all the interference. Even at the state level, I'll have to fight entrenched power-mad bullies in the legislature, in the court system, in the bureaucracy, and even in the executive branch. Though at least in the executive branch I can and will fire all such bullies I find. And I can't begin to undo all the federal interference in your life, nor the interference that county and city governments gleefully indulge in. But I will do everything I can to make you a truly free citizen. I will exert myself to the utmost to remove from your back the burden of This is what happens when you're running an amateur campaign. I lost my place on the screen. I will exert myself to the utmost to remove from your back the burden of laws and regulations and taxes which serve no legitimate purpose, but only weaken you politically and financially and strengthen the state government into a more and more overbearing master. I will do everything in my power as governor to free you from the slave collar that government has put on your neck.